Welcome back to another video, guys. Entertaining the idea of default activity. I immersed into my daily habit of listening to a podcast. This time around, it was the Tim Ferriss Show. During this interview, Tim interviewed an individual named Blake Mycoskie, who enticed the readers with his concept of the Hoffman process. And for this reason, I welcome you back to another video where I explore different ideas, concepts, and principles to live a more productive and creative lifestyle. I'll divide this video into different segments to highlight what is the Hoffman process, negative love syndrome, the science behind the Hoffman process, and additional resources that would be a great read for if you intend to indulge yourself. I'll have the timestamps available in the show notes below, so by all means check it out and go through the relevant sections of the video, or alternatively watch the whole video. Without any further ado, let's get it. In 1967, Bob Hoffman created the process called the Hoffman process. The basic idea behind this process is a transition point of what life was and what life could be after the Hoffman process. The theory behind the Hoffman process is based on the fact that our upbringing is impacted by our parents and caregivers from the day we are born. Bob Hoffman recognized that children unconsciously emulate negative behaviors, attitudes, and patterns that they have sort of adopted from their parents or caregivers to either be loved or do exact opposite to sort of draw their attention. The foundation of the Hoffman process is described by the 4 pillars of self, also known as the quadrinity. It includes the emotion, intellect, the body, and the spirit. And true healing begins when all 4 pillars are engaged in one harmony, which gives rise to the structure of awareness, expression, forgiveness, and new behavior. What is negative love syndrome? It is considered as an intergenerational pain that is passed on from generation to generation. It is part of our childhood programming that entails negative moods, behavior, attitudes that we practice over and over again. And ultimately, the practice of such behaviors, attitudes, and moods can impact our social gatherings with our friends, colleagues at work. I've got a short snippet of a video that you can sort of watch if you wish to, just to get a better understanding of what negative love syndrome is. I'll have it down in the show notes below so you guys can check as part of additional information. Moving on, I'll go into the science of the Hoffman process, the research papers that have sort of added value into the idea of Hoffman process. In the study conducted by Levinson et al., who has highlighted that 1 week of exposure to the Hoffman process, the participants highlighted a decrease in the negatively affected symptoms like depression and an increase in the positively affective symptoms like emotional intelligence and forgiveness and well-being. A long-term study carried out as part of a dissertation on the topic of the effectiveness of the Hoffman quadrinity process by Christian Windhausen in 1997. She found this. The readings on the Frankfurt self-concept scale showed that the quadrinity graduates in all cases had not only made a rapid improvement but also remained stable throughout subsequent tests and studies. The study produced highly significant data regarding the corresponding improvements on handling general problems management scale, confidence in behavior when facing decision making, and in general self-worth ratings. The data also provided that quadrinity process produced significant greater changes in its graduates than a controlled group undergoing a comparable 3-month group therapy at the hospital. A study also highlighted that there was a long-term improvement in social resonance, meaning that people that underwent the quadrinity process had greater interactions with other individuals, and they were more open to gaining newer experience. Additional resources. Now, as a point of resource, I recommend reading 2 books. One of them is obviously written by Bob Hoffman himself. It's called No One Is to Blame. You guys can, I'll have the links available in the show notes so you guys can check out the books. And the second one is the tools and strategies employed by Tim Lawrence in a book called You Can Change Your Life. It's another additional resource if you wish to read the book. I'll have it in the show notes below. It's currently in my to read list. Those two are the additional resources that I wanted to sort of highlight, and if you guys wanted to sort of get into a depth of understanding the Hoffman process, it's an excellent way to start off. That's all for this video. I hope you guys were able to take some value out of this video and take away a message that I was trying to imply through the Hoffman process. I hope the additional resources are able to sort of provide a level of perspective that you can sort of reflect upon. Thank you again for watching this video. If you like it, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.